Hey man, you ever look in the flatter?
All right, I was out taking pictures and some time lapses of the moon, November 30th. There's the time. Uh, and then I started taking these, like I said, time lapse. I took two time lapses. And then I started taking pictures again. Because I brought two cameras. I was doing a couple time lapses with the P1000, and then I did time lapses with the B700 60 times zoom Nikon camera I have also. Um, and I just, I wasn't going to share these, but I had a friend of mine say that I should share these pictures because they were pretty cool. Number one, I mean, this was actually beautiful out there when you were on the water. Some of these longer exposures were actually even better, but I didn't do long exposures on these, of course, otherwise it'd be all stretched out. But I got to a certain point, and I was going to stay right here the whole time I was. I mean, as far as my zoom, I was going to stay right here the whole time. But um, my battery ran out, so I kind of said, well, that killed that idea. So I had to wind up with another zoom. Now I put these all on for like 1 second. So sorry about the video being a little bit longer than what I was actually expecting it to be. But if I cut these back too far, then if I wanted to make a couple of pictures bigger, um, when you're converting them, it makes them all the same size. Yeah, I could have up. I mean, I could have pulled them on the screen at different times, but yeah, then it gets confusing because then you forget where you're at and everything. But um, now I'm at the zoom where I follow it all the way to the water. And it was just, I mean, it was really close to hitting um, Fiddler's Point from where I was standing at. And I was hoping that it wasn't going to hit Fiddler's Point. But here's the cool part. I get down here by it, and you can see the two channel markers that were there. And again, we'd have some Globers come in here and say, hey, thanks for proving the Earth has a curvature. Only because something appears to a set. It's like two parallel lines converging on the horizon. Now, I've had some people say, I don't know what I'm talking about because the two parallel lines never meet. Of course, they don't meet. They never meet. And that's the issue, is just because they don't meet doesn't necessarily mean that they don't converge through perspective. Prospectively, they all converge. You can test it. It's easily testable at home yourself. Um, but then after that, I started catching Jupiter, and I was going to do the same thing with Jupiter, was follow it all the way down. But what I found when it started getting to a certain point, um, it was getting a lot harder to not only follow, but things started to dimmen out, as you'll see here. So I started filming. All right. One of the things I want to talk about is convergence, and this is something that apparently the globe people don't understand is that we say you got two parallel lines, right? And from our perspective, they converge. Now, if you got two lines spread out a certain distance from each other, as you get lower to the bottom line, your top line, string line, let's say we're using string, your string line is going to converge into your bottom line, and you're going to see less of that bottom line than you are of the top line. You're going to see more of that top string line than you are the bottom one. Okay, make that simple. Now, if you go up halfway in between them, you're going to increase your height. You're going to see just as much of the bottom string line as you are the top. Now, I'm talking about going halfway in the middle. So halfway in the middle, you're going to see, pretty much the same as the bottom as you are the top. Now, if you continue to go up higher, now you start seeing more of the bottom line and less of the top line. I'm using the string line, but just say it was the clouds up there, then you're going to just see less of the bottom of the clouds than you would see the water. So you're just changing your perspective heights, which give you a different outlook. All right, on this here, I'm going to start going to some pictures. The P1000 has a time-lapse mode, but it does pictures instead. Each picture is 30 seconds. Each of these slots or slashes are 30-second slashes. And then the next one here, I follow it all the way to the bottom where it converges. And this is what I say, it converges there at the bottom due to our perspective, me being low to the water. Because again, if I was up higher, the higher I go, the less I'm going to see of the ceiling, or less I'm going to see of the floor. Then I took some pictures with the B700, and then I go into taking some time lapse, 25-minute time lapse videos after these pictures. But let's get back to the convergence. The convergence is just a matter of perspective, has nothing to do with any kind of curvature, because we know that the two parallel lines will never converge. They will continue to stay at the same distance apart as long as they're parallel. Somebody else did a video today. For some reason I can't remember who it was, but they were talking about parallel lines will never converge. But this is something that most people don't even look at. They don't look at this idea of convergence, parallel lines, and this is how we see everything above always moving away and converging on the horizon or our lowest point. And that horizon can change due to the atmospheric conditions, and that's what a lot of people just don't understand. The Globers or the trolls come to your channels to discredit you and make others not want to even listen. Thanks a lot for watching.